and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will discuss questions of oxygen family. I have few questions related to previous year CBSE examination. So first question is write formula of oxy acids of sulfur. First question is write the formulas of oxy acids of sulfur. So we know sulfur from many oxy acids like H2SO2, H2SO3, H2SO4. H2SO2 is known as H2SO2 is known as hyposulfurous acid, H2SO3 is known as sulfurous acid, and H2SO4 is known as sulfuric acid. And in these oxy acids, sulfur has different oxidation state. In hyposulfurous acid, oxidation state is +2. In sulfurous acid, +4. And in sulfuric acid, we know +6. So it was the first question, write formulas of oxy acids of sulfur. Next question is draw the structure of H2SO3, H2S2O7 and H2S2O8. Structure related question. Draw the structure of H2SO3, H2S2O7 and H2S2O8. So first thing, what are the names of these acids again? H2SO3 is sulfurous acid, H2S2O7 is disulfuric acid, means it is a dimer of sulfuric acid, and H2S2O8 is peroxy disulfuric acid. As the name indicates, there will be oxy linkage. And disulfuric acid is also known as oleum. And peroxy disulfuric acid is known as Marshall acid. This is oleum and this is Marshall acid. Now we will discuss the structure. In H2SO3 there are two replaceable hydrogens, that's why two OH bonds are there. One lone pair, expected geometry tetrahedral, but due to presence of one lone pair it is pyramidal in shape or distorted tetrahedral. So its hybridization is sp3 and geometry and structure is a distorted tetrahedral or a pyramidal. Now let's move to disulfuric acid or oleum. There are two sulfur and two hydrogens. So in complete structure there will be two OH bond again. So two sulfuric acid units together with the oxy linkage. Oxy linkage is present between two sulfur. One oxygen is held between two sulfur. So if we see around sulfur, there are four bonds again in both sulfur, four bonds, four bonds. So geometry of each sulfur is tetrahedral. So disulfuric acid is also tetrahedral in structure. Now structure of a peroxide disulfuric acid or a Marshall acid. There is a oxygen linkage between peroxide disulfuric acid or Marshall acids. That's why its oxidation number is also satisfied. If we find the oxidation number by X method, then oxidation state comes to if we find with X method, then oxidation number comes +7. But sulfur has only 6 electrons in its valence shell. So in the structure we can see there are two oxy linkage. Two oxygens are held with a single bond. That's why the charge on these two oxygen is -1. So in H2S2 there are two oxygen which has a -1 charge. Remaining 6 oxygen has a -2 charge. That's why its oxidation state is still +6. From this bond +2, from this bond +1, and from this bond +1. So each sulfur still has a +6 charge. So next question is question number 3 is why H2T is more acidic than H2S. As we move down the group, there is a decrease in electronegativity, and tellurium is larger in size and then sulfur, and it is less electronegative, so it is unable to hold hydrogen more strongly. It is a weak bond. In H2TE, there is a weak bond between hydrogen and tellurium, or we can say the bond is having high bond length as compared to HS bond, so it can release hydrogen easily. That's why it is more acidic. So answer you may write also. Tellurium is large in size, it is unable to hold hydrogen more strongly, so it will release hydrogen. That's why H2T is more acidic than H2S. Next question is question is from SO2 to tellurium oxide dioxide. If we move, reducing nature decreases. Why? The answer is simple, due to inert pair effect. Due to inert pair effect, stability of lower oxidation state down the group increases. Tellurium is more stable in lower oxidation state as compared to sulfur. Sulfur is more stable in a higher oxidation state, but tellurium is stable in a lower oxidation state. That's why its reducing character decreases if we move from SO2 to tellurium oxide. The answer is due to inert pair effect, stability of lower oxidation state increases down the group. Next is bond angle decreases from water to hydrogen sulfide. If we move from water to hydrogen sulfide, there is a decrease in bond angle. Why? Although they have same hybridization. Both have 2 lone pairs, but as we know, oxygen is more electronegative, so this will attract. Oxygen will attract 2 bond pair towards itself, and there will be repulsion between. There is a repulsion between bond pair and a lone pair. Due to repulsion, the molecule slightly expands. That's why bond angle of water is higher than that of H2S. Sulfur is less electronegative as compared to oxygen, and oxygen is smaller in size also. Sulfur is larger in size, so it will act as a point charge, and there is a repulsion between bond pair and a lone pair. Next question is complete the reaction. We have to complete the reaction F2 plus H2O. As we know, fluorine is a strong oxidizing agent. So, and it is more reactive, it will react with the hydrogen. So, what is the role of fluorine here? Fluorine is the oxidizing agent here. It is a strong oxidizing agent, and why this reaction takes place? Due to high electronegativity of fluorine and high reactivity of fluorine. Next question is boiling point of sulfur is higher than that of oxygen. We have to explain why boiling point of sulfur is higher than that of oxygen. As we know, sulfur is octatomic molecule, and it is a solid in nature. O2 is diatomic and it is a gas in nature. So there are many sulfur held together. There will be high force of attraction, high van der Waals forces of attraction there. In oxygen, less van der Waals force of attraction there. Due to high force of attraction, van der Waals force of attraction, boiling point of sulfur is higher than that of oxygen. You simply may write it is octatomic molecule and it is a diatomic molecule. 8 sulfur are held together by high force of attraction. Here 2 oxygen atoms held together only with a double bond. So boiling point of sulfur is higher due to its octatomic structure. Next question is H2S has less boiling point than water. We have discussed in chemical bonding also. In water there is a intermolecular hydrogen bonding, but in H2S there is no intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So answer is due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding in water, it exists as a liquid, and due to lack of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, H2 is a gas. Boiling point of liquid is higher than that of a gas. Here is another question: why H2O is a liquid but H2S is a gas? Another question: why H2S is more volatile than H2O? As we know, boiling point is inversely proportional to volatile nature. So if a hydrogen sulfide has less boiling point, means it is more volatile as compared to water. Next question is arrange hydrides of group number 16 hydrides in a acidic order. So what are the hydrides of group number 16? We have to write acidic nature, which will give hydrogen easily. We have discussed previous question also. In H2,2E there is a weak bond and high bond length. Bond dissociation energy of H2,2E is least, and in H2 oxygen is more electronegative. It will hold hydrogen more strongly. So there will be increase in acidic nature. H2T is most acidic among the hydrides of group number 16, and it will be reducing nature also. In similar way, reducing nature down the group increases and acidic nature also increases. Next question is sulfur in vapor form exhibits paramagnetic nature. Why sulfur show paramagnetic behavior in a vapor phase? In vapor phase, sulfur exists as a diatomic molecule. In vapor phase, it exists as a S2 molecule, diatomic molecule, and in diatomic molecule there are unpaired electrons. There are lone pairs. Due to presence of these unpaired electrons, it exists. It show paramagnetic behavior, paramagnetic nature. It is similar to oxygen. So in vapor phase, it exists as a S2 molecule, but in solid form, it is a octatomic. That's why in vapor phase, due to presence of unpaired electrons, it shows a paramagnetic behavior. Next question is why ozone molecule act as a powerful oxidizing agent. It is a strong oxidizing agent. Why? Due to its low bond dissociation energy. Due to less bond dissociation energy, it dissociates to give nascent oxygen, and this nascent oxygen oxidize various compounds. That's why ozone act as a powerful oxidizing agent. Next last question is In SF4 molecule, all bonds are not equal. In SF4 molecule, all bonds are not equal. Why? Due to presence of fluorines in a different plane. If we draw the structure, this is K-shaped structure of a SF4 molecule. Two bonds are present at a pyramidal lines and two bonds are present at a triangular lines. So due to presence of different fluorines in different planes, all bonds are not equal. There is another question related to SF4. Question is SF4 is easily hydrolyzed but SF6 does not. Another question here again, why SF6 is chemically inert, why it never reacts? So answer is, in a SF6 molecule, sulfur has maximum oxidation state and it is sterically hindered by 6 fluorine molecules. This is the structure of SF6. It is a octahedral in shape, but SF4 is a K shape. So these 6 fluorines hindered the sulfur and sulfur has maximum oxidation state, so it will not react with the other nucleophile. But this SF4, there is still one lone pair, it can react with water and easily hydrolyzed. So reaction will be it will be easily hydrolyzed, but SF6 will not react with the water, never hydrolyzed, because it is chemically inert due to steric hindrance of sulfur by 6 fluorine atoms. Right? And one another question, why SF6 is chemically inert? Due to steric hindrance of 6 fluorine around the sulfur. It is a stable compound now. So these are the few questions for a oxygen family. In next video, we will do the questions of a halogen family. Thanks for watching.